similar goals, and similar technology.
When the United States went to war with Iraq, the global positioning system would take the smart bombs and put them down a chimney. I mean, they were that precise, and they're using it today in Afghanistan. That's a global positioning system, and what that system tells you is your location, no matter where you are in the world. It tells you exactly where you are. So today, when the crop dusters fly these fields with fertilizer, they're all controlled and guided by the satellites. GPS, Global Positioning System.
Satellites, GPS, in-flight computers, sophisticated machinery. American farmers rely on state-of-the-art technology that is very expensive. On his farm not far from Houston, J.D. Woods, a major rice producer, invested millions of dollars in all sorts of equipment.
The investment for rice farming is huge. It's a labor-intensive crop. It's one that takes lots of input, fertilizer, herbicides, fungicides, insecticides. All of those things are very expensive. When I started, we're accustomed to producing 5,000 pounds to the acre. Today, 10,000 pounds to the acre has been achieved.
In Katy, Texas, the annual Rice Harvest Festival has become a piece of folklore. The farmers have disappeared, one after the other. Those who remain are part of an industry.
The business world is consolidating. It's growing larger. I mean, the banks are doing it, on and on and on. The businesses are doing it. The oil companies are doing it. The farmers have to do it too.
Decisions concerning agriculture are too important to be left to farmers. Like here in Houston, the headquarters of financial and industrial institutions have taken over agriculture. It's now integrated with other strategic sectors like aerospace research, high technology, and the petrochemical and heavy equipment industries. Governments are also interested in agriculture for reasons of nationalism and patriotism.
We ain't the greatest country right here that's anywhere in the United States, anywhere else. My father always said, when he traveled a bit, when he come home, he said, I'm back in God's country.
Even though they supply 90% of their domestic market, the richest in the world, American rice producers do not cover their expenses. Despite the investments, despite the technology, American agriculture is not profitable. In the same way it finances the army, the American government finances agriculture with billions of dollars for strategic reasons.
Most American consumers do not understand, most American housewives do not understand that government subsidy to the farmer buys down the price of the rice that they buy. There's no way we can grow rice today for $4. The production cost in America is about $11 per 100 pounds.
In 2002, the American government announced an increase of $180 billion to support farmers. These subsidies are a powerful weapon. They support the farmers in their domestic market and destabilize the international market.
Our government today has programs whereby they give subsidies to farmers. And what this does is it buys down the price of the rice all over the world.
Subsidies and embargoes are traditional tactics of the food war. Here in the suburbs of Houston, scientists are creating biotechnological weapons for reasons that are seemingly commercial.
There are some companies in Texas, Rice Tech comes to mind, in Alvin, Texas, that has developed varieties to really compete with Thai jasmine rice and Indian basmati.
Owned by the wealthy Prince of Liechtenstein, Rice Tech is in the vanguard of the research in rice genetic engineering. Rice Tech works closely with the biggest biotechnology companies and benefits from the patent policy of the American government.
In the case of Indian basmati rice, for instance, that's some of the most expensive rice in the world. And if we could produce a rice here in the United States, a very similar taste and qualities such as that, you know, we think we could grab a large share of that market because we could produce it more cheaply.
Scientists have been preparing for years one of the most important battles of the food war. A battle that could affect forever the lives of billions of people. The countries of the Third World are the primary target for genetic modified organism, GMOs, and agricultural inputs. In India, the small farmers can't avoid the onslaught. In the West, farmers use only a few varieties of seeds developed by large corporations. Here, Indian farmers can count on 30,000 varieties of rice. There exists a variety adapted to every growing situation. For the 500,000 farmers, like Mrs. Kamlesh Devi, the seeds of rice are of the utmost importance. They represent both the future and the continuity. 80% of the farmers keep aside the best seeds from their harvest. Each farmer relies only on himself.
For India, which has deliberately maintained itself as an agricultural society, a rural society with very decentralized systems of production, ensuring that people could make their livelihood freely, working the land, producing crafts. For that, 3/4 of India, which is 750 million people.
In 1987, in northern India, not far from Dehradun, Dr. Shiva created the Navdanya Center, whose mandate it is to preserve agricultural diversity and the skills of small Indian farmers. In northern India, at the foothills of the Himalayas, stretches the land of Basmati, from Pakistan through the Punjab to here in the Doon Valley. This is the main region for Basmati in all of India.
The basmati that grows in this beautiful valley, the Dehradun basmati, amazing aromatic rice that elongates when it cooked. A mile away from a basmati farm during the cultivation and harvesting season, you can smell genuine basmati.
The most famous market for basmati is here in Dehradun. The exportation of basmati rice is essential to the Indian economy. It took thousands of years to develop this rice. Every grain of basmati contains the knowledge of generations of farmers. In 1997, the Texas company Rice Tech applied for 20 patents on rice varieties created in the United States but derived from native Indian seed stock. In the past, conquistadors plundered the gold of conquered countries. Nowadays, we steal their genes.
We have shared and saved seed for centuries. We run a program and a movement. We built a movement in this country called Navdanya to freely exchange seed. Seed traveling from farmer to farmer, country to country is not stolen seed. But when a Rice Tech in Texas claims they invented these are their trademarks, these are the products of their mind when they came from our farms, that is piracy. Their monopoly is a piracy. If they had merely shared and asked, Indian peasants are generous enough to say, sure, go ahead and grow basmati in Texas, you'll just have less aroma and you'll have bad quality, but we don't mind you're getting the seeds. It's the patent, the monopoly, and the claim to invention that is an outrage. This is a product of piracy.
Acting like bioterrorists, Companies like Rice Tech travel the world and